Hey, what's up, guys? Mark Conley back with Daily Soccer Skills, and today I'm responding to an email question that I got yesterday, and the question was, how do I defend one versus one? And I got that email, and I'm like, I could literally write a book on that, and so I won't do that for you guys here, but I wanted to give you like three different scenarios and just kind of like help you kind of get through how to best defend one versus one. And so before I get into the three scenarios, let me just tell you, it all starts with a mindset. And I'll give you two examples. I mean, we all know that the guy on the team who will do the work, who, just like a little bit of a pit bull when it comes to getting that ball back. He's going to go, he's going to hunt the ball down, like whatever it takes. He doesn't care if he gets megged, he doesn't care if he gets exposed or gets shown up. He's going to come back at you time and time again. And there's the player on the team who, like, yes, he wants to win it back, but he doesn't really want to go do all that work, take the chances of getting beat, and all that stuff. And so you have to adopt that mindset that if you play this game long enough, I mean, you're gonna get beat, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, you're gonna get nutmegged. I mean, I've been nutmegged by like a 10-year-old kid. I was playing against the other day, and I mean, it's just stuff happens, and so you live and you learn. But just it's a mindset that you want to adopt of, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna defend, and nobody's getting a free pass by me. I may not win, but I'm gonna compete. Okay, so back to the question of the three scenarios. Okay, so this is a different answer depending on what part of the field you're in. And so the way that you would defend in the other team's 18 versus your own 18 versus the middle of the park, very different things. So let's just break it down into from there. So we have three areas, and there's two categories. I mean, do you have support behind you, or are you by yourself? So let's start in the attacking third. So how do I defend 1v1 in the attacking third? So obviously, 70 yards from goal, the question is always, are we pressing as a unit? Like, do I have my, right midfielder, right back, center mids, other forwards, other center midfielders all pressed into that half, and we're trying to win it back? Or if we just kick the ball long and to clear the zone, and now I'm 4 versus 1. And meaning that you've got the back four and you're the lone forward, and you're playing 4v1 in 40 yards of space. It's not a good proposition for you. Either way, so if you're by yourself, if you're kind of like hunting by yourself, and it's 1 versus 1, and that happens. So if we're pressing and we're trying to win it back, then you got to go and you kind of got to sell out a little bit, be dogged, and if you go and you hit, great, we win it and we go. And if we don't, then don't give up on it, backtrack, and if the guy gets by you, like, run him down, because he's not going to enjoy that. So the second part would be in the attacking third is, what happens if you don't have the support behind you? And so it's 1v1, and the best option in that is just to kind of slow the play down a little bit, let your teammates get shaped behind you, and just kind of shape the way that you want the play to go. And so your center back might say, push him to the right. And so you'll shift your body this way, and you'll say, okay, you can do it whatever you want going this way, but you're not going back that way. And so that way you can kind of like start to funnel play where you want it to go. All right, so that's how you would defend in the attacking third. In the middle of the park, okay, so now the same question: do we have support or don't we? And so if we have support and we're trying to win the ball back, then you can be a little bit more risky in terms of, I don't want to use the word diving in, but you make it predictable. You shape your body where you want the play to go, and then you go for a tackle. And then and then hopefully you win it back, and then we can go and counter. But if we've been, like, let's say we were trying to go to goal, and then we got the ball taken from us, and now we're being countered. What you want to do there is kind of identify, all right, is there somebody behind me? Or if I get beat right here, is this guy in on my back two center backs is what I'm talking about. And so you identify like kind of like where you are in the middle of the park, and if you don't have that support behind you, again, we just want to delay. And so the best advice I could give a defender who's delaying is, your natural instinct is to go and win the ball back, and that's when you feel like you've hit your home run. But it doesn't really work that way. The best way, obviously we want the ball, but it's also really good if you can just make that player turn around and start heading back towards his goal. You've slowed his process, you've delayed the attack, and now you start making him go negative. That allows your teammates to get in behind you, get shape, and now we can start to defend as a unit. So, it all comes back to, do we have support or don't we have support? And if we have support, we can tend to take a little bit more of a chance. If there's no support behind us, then we just have to really be cautious and delay. Okay, so now we're defending in that attack, and in that defending third. So one of the things that we have to wrap our heads around is that if we get beat in a 1v1 situation, a player's going to either have an opportunity to serve, play a through ball, get a shot off on goal. They're going to have an opportunity to score. So we have to really be conscious of, do we have support or don't we? And then, so let's just say, for example, the ball's on the right-hand side. Their right winger has it, and I'm 1v1 on the right-hand side. Okay? Keep him out of the middle of the park. Don't let him drive inside. You'd want to force him to go to his right and understand that he's probably going to try to serve the ball in. So just all you want to do is make sure that if he's going to try to come at you, then go to his right. Make sure you're doing something to kind of block that serve. But don't let him come into the middle, because now if he comes into the middle and he's able to turn you, now he's running at your back line and you got players running off your shoulder. It's not going to be a good situation. So just try to allow him, say you can go anywhere you want to on this right, and then when he goes to make his serve, that's when we can go and try to either win it or at least get something on it so it's not a clean serve into the box. Let's say that you've got a player behind you in that same, so let's say we're in the middle of the park now and you're on the ball and there's a player behind you. So again, we want to make sure we're using good first defender, second defender. We're allowing this player, we're going to say, you know what, you can go to the left-hand side. I know you're right-footed, but I'll let you go to the left. And what you're really trying to do is just set him up for that second defender behind you. So we can go, we can force, and then boom, go in and win it back. But let's just say we're at the top of the box and we're by ourselves. This is a tough spot to be in because players, he's face-to-face just like we are right now. Ball on his foot, he's going to try to get a shot off. All right, that's what he's looking for. He's trying to shimmy and shake and get away from you, just enough space to get a shot off. And what you have to understand is that don't dive in. Stay in front of him. Shift, do whatever he does. And when he winds up and it looks like he's going to go and try to shoot, make sure you're getting a leg or a body or something in front of him. Don't leave your feet. A lot of times you'll see guys wind up. The defender thinks he's going to shoot. He jumps and turns his back and then gives him the slip and he's right in, and the defender looks foolish. So keep your feet, move your body, stay in front, and then anytime that you can just delay, because you never know who's going to be, you have a supporting midfielder coming in behind to kind of pick his pocket. Just delay, and then if it looks like he's going to get a shot off, try to get something on it. Maybe even if it's like a little shoulder on the man, even if it's just getting a little touch on the ball just to take some of the sting off of it. Always a good thing. You just don't want to let free shots go in on your goalkeeper. As I said, guys, in the beginning of this video, I could talk for hours in different parts of the park, different players, different positions on 1v1 defending, but it really just comes down to, two things. Like, number one, do I have support or not? Are there players behind me or not? And then the way that you would defend in the attacking third versus the middle third and the defending third are different ways, because there's different senses of urgency with regards to protecting your own goal. And that's what you always have to be aware of is, okay, where am I in the park? Where's my teammates around me? Is this a good time to go and try to steal it and win it? Or should I just slow this dude down, this lady down, and let my friends get in behind me, and then we can go take it as a unit? All right? Enough talking, guys. Get out there and defend.